bulk of the NFL games on Christmas Eve, on Saturday. One of those matchups sends the Commanders to the Bay Area to take on the 49ers. San Francisco is the NFL's hottest team right now. They've won 7 in a row. So it'll be a real challenge for Washington, one that could extend beyond Saturday. Some things in sports are almost unexplainable. The Immaculate Reception, blowing the 28-3 Super Bowl lead, whatever possessed Jacoby Myers last Sunday.
This might be one of the dumbest games I've ever seen.
Enter the 2022 San Francisco 49ers. Not just because they clinched the playoffs with a third stringer who was the last pick in the draft and the first Mr. Irrelevant in history to throw a touchdown pass.
Wide open, George Kittle! Touchdown! San Francisco!
No, it's something even more bizarre. Teams who play the 49ers are 1-12 in their next game, tied for the worst win percentage in NFL history. Spooky. So how do you explain it? 49er opponents score more than 6 points less than their season average when facing DeMeco Ryans' top-ranked defense. And those teams have a minus 96 point differential in the games that follow.
I'm a huge buyer of the 49ers, and I have been all season, and I have been for the last several years.
The Saints suffered their first shutout in more than 20 years in a loss to the 49ers. They then lost a stunner in the final seconds to Tom Brady and the Bucs on Monday night.
That's the latest game-winning touchdown that Tom Brady has thrown.
Hey, Brady didn't fare any better against the Niners, losing 35-7 in a signature game for the defense. Brady was on to Cincinnati next, where his 4-turnover collapse snapped a personal 94-game win streak when leading by 17 points.
Today was 5 turnovers, and we can't win football games with 5 turnovers.
For others, the season went off the rails after facing Kyle Shanahan's group. The defending champion Rams were haunted long after their 31-14 defeat the day before Halloween. They lost 5 more games in a row. Miami's 5-game win streak was snapped in San Francisco, and they haven't won since. Even after Denver beat the 49ers 11-10 on Sunday night, they followed with 4 straight defeats.
By this country. That's right.
The exception to the rule? Guess who? Patrick Mahomes, whose Chiefs beat the 49ers, then rallied to win in overtime against the Titans. The Seahawks, who tried and failed once before, will now try again to break this phenomenon. They'll face, guess who? Mahomes and the Chiefs on Christmas Eve. Now that's a nightmare before Christmas.
Well done, Stan. Stan mentioned Tom Brady there. Last game on Christmas. Brady and the Bucs in Arizona. Disastrous season by his standards. They're 6-8. 1 game up on everybody in the division. 2 straight losses. Uninspiring performances. That's all right. It can be washed away. Now it's go time.
We're 15, 16 weeks into the season, including the bye, and the whole season comes down to 3 really important games, and this is the first of the 3, and we're going to go battle our ass off to try to make it happen. We're beyond what we wish we could have been, or we're at where we're at, and it's we wish we won every game. I certainly do, but we haven't earned it. So if you don't earn it, then what do you expect? And we got to try to go earn it this week.
A few other news and notes I want to get to. Man, long time coming for Chase Young. Could make his season debut this Saturday, coming off his season-ending torn ACL suffered in Week 10 of last year. I'm sure you've heard Ryan Tannehill may be out for the rest of the season after suffering an ankle injury. Malik Willis is ready to go. And the Saints receiving core running thin. Olave and Landry are both hurting.
Kane skating with the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Carolina had won 6 in a row, had points in 12 straight games coming in. Somber moment in Pittsburgh before the game. The team remembered Franco Harris, a Steelers legend and Hall of Famer, with a moment of silence after his passing a few days ago. To the game now, first period, Pittsburgh on the power play. Chris Letang shoots the puck on net. Sidney Crosby, a rebound and a score, his 19th of the year. Penguins trying to avoid a second loss to Carolina in 5 days. Brian Rust with a goal. Pittsburgh goes up 3-2. Now the Canes haven't lost in regulation since November 23rd. And they wouldn't here either. Later in the third, Dylan Coughlin shoots. Jordan Stahl gets it back. Scores a wraparound goal. Stahl's 10th of the season. They go to overtime. Stahl scored the game winner against Pittsburgh on Sunday. This game winner will come from Jacob Slavin. 800th assist for Brent Burns on that play. Slavin second of the year. Hurricanes win 4-3. That's 7 in a row and points in 13 straight games to match a franchise record.
Okay, Stan, more hockey. Jets, Bruins. So we're in Boston, so there's no way the Bruins can lose this game, right? More on that in a second. They dump it back. David Pastrnak. All right, hang on a second. They were suddenly down 2-0, which never happens at home. Wrapping it around the boards. Weird bounce. Boom. Just like that, the lead's cut in half. A couple minutes later, Bruins on the power play. Pastrnak throwing it back. Jake DeBrusk redirecting. That's a dozen on the year. Santa Blades is absolutely loving it. And we're all square at 2. In the third, watch Nick Foligno dumps it in and scores, essentially starting the play and ending it. Bruins win 3-2. They're 18-0-2 at home, a point in 20 straight games out of the gates at home.
Back to college basketball, the bragging rights game between number 16 Illinois, unranked Missouri in St. Louis. First half, Missouri up by 10. They played a great first half. They get the steal on the fast break. DeMoy Hodge with the 3. Missouri up by 13. Hodge 4 for 9 from 3. Their only loss, Missouri's, was to Kansas in their border war game. Kobe Brown with the steal there. Hodge will finish. Hodge had 20 points. Illinois 9 turnovers in the first half. Missouri 19 points off those turnovers. They were up 51-27 at the half. Then Nick Honor finding Brown. Brown 3 for 4 from three-point range. He gets a 4-point play there. He had 31. Missouri 93-71 over the Illini.
The most sordid current scandal in Major League Baseball, percolating for the last year and a half, looks like it finally has a bit of clarity. Trevor Bauer, suspended for violating Major League Baseball's domestic violence policy, has been reinstated effective immediately. He had his suspension reduced from 324 games down to 194 games, and with credit for time served on MLB's restricted list last year, his 7-month grievance process and his banishment is over. The Dodgers now have 14 days to determine whether the former Cy Young Award winner will be put back on their roster. Trevor Bauer hasn't stepped foot on a big league mound since June of 2021, 4 days prior to being put on administrative leave by Major League Baseball. Now, as I mentioned, he's set to go for the 2023 season, eligible opening day, but his pay will remain docked for the first 50 games of the season for no matter whom he pitches for.
Still to come on SportsCenter, how the Jaguars went from a 2-6 start to the brink of a playoff spot after Jacksonville's win over the Jets in soggy New York Thursday night.